All right, so we've opened up a sample Google Slides. So I'm going to show you some design tricks with Google Slides. So I need to change this image. Excuse me. I need to change the image. I want a new headline. This isn't really working for me. So first thing I'm going to do is, in this case, I can download images onto the desktop. In order to save some time, I'm actually just going to go to Tools and Explore. I've clicked in a photographer by the name of Sandy Scugland, and I've searched for images. Now I'm going to use these Atomic Cheetos, and I'm going to drag this picture in, and you can see that it's not really to size. So instead of holding the Shift button down and grabbing a corner so that I get a proportional crop, what I'm going to do is it doesn't crop it, it sizes it. I want to crop this image, so I want to change the image, make it smaller. Double click it, and you'll see these black bounding boxes. When I move that black bounding box in, it's actually going to crop the image to fit within that. So I'm actually excluding quite a bit of it. Hope that made sense. I just moved the image out of the way. There we go. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to make sure that your crop bounding box fits within the magazine proportions. All right, so we're taking a horizontal and we're making it vertical. All right, I'm gonna hit enter and see how that looks. It's okay. Double click it a little more, move the picture up just a bit. Now what I'm doing is I'm just actually moving the photograph up. Go to the outside box, hit shift, and it's going to enlarge it a little bit. See how it's fitting in there? Alright, so let's pretend that's all well and good, but it's in front of everything. So if I click it and go to arrange, order, send to back, I can then delete my photograph, and you can see there's the picture. Now I want to make these colors here, these are going to be links to page 2, 3, and 4. I want to make the outside box the same color as this picture. This red and orange doesn't work really well. So if I click on the outside, you can go to the stroke color, and I could choose orange, or I could choose a complementary color, but I really want to match the color. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use a tool that's actually in the Chrome store, and it's this color picker right here. If I click it, you can see I get an arrow box, and everywhere I go, it is going to give me a hex number on the bottom, and that hex number corresponds to a color. So let's say I'm going to take a little darker one for some contrast. I'm going to go right there, and I'm going to choose that Cheeto and that orange. I'm going to hit Command C to copy that number, and now double click to get out of it or exit out. Now when I go to my stroke color, I'm going to go to custom, and you can see there's a hex number. Now if I Command V to paste that number in, that is an exact match of the color I just chose, and it will work for anything. I'm going to drag in another picture here so you can see. All right, here's the green, these little atomic dogs here. Hit enter to place it. Go to my color picker, and you can see right here, that's the color of the blue that's in the background. There's the green. So if I click, it highlights that number, Command C, and then if I went here, went to custom and highlighted it, paste it, Command V, you can see that is the actual green that I just highlighted. So that works there. You have to play around a lot with the arrange to bring things forwards and backwards, but that's how you do the color. So I would change these colors here. If I need to link to page 2, I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to link it to a slide in the presentation. So I'm going to link it to the next slide, there. So what that does is it creates a link. So if I went into present mode and clicked it, it would take me right to that page. That's just kind of a nice added feature to give a little more interactability to your page. Now let's say I want to do a headline. So I'm going to try this first. I'm just going to say I want Vogue. And I'm going to say Vogue title. And see how that works. Drag it in. And luckily I got one that had no white background. If I were to do a search, online, I could search magazines and just ask for magazine title, transparent background. If you don't get a transparent background, you will have to open it in Photoshop and delete the background and then paste it as a picture. You should be able to do that. I can do a quick tutorial if you can. Now another cool thing to do with this, and this will be the last thing I show you, is some of the effects that you can do. So again, I can go up to, where is it? Tools. I'll double click it. Alright, it's actually in format options. So format options, you'll see that highlighted. Again, there's the bounding box because I double clicked it, single click it, and you can see that I can change not the colors on that because it's a black and white, but I can add a drop shadow to it. I can change the angle and transparency of that. I can also change the transparency of it. What that does is how much the image below it will actually show through. I can change some of the brightness in here. You can see here with the selecting the picture here, I can click in here. You can change some text size, position. So go through the format options and you can see there's a lot of little pieces that you can actually start to refine your design. Things shouldn't be pasted here and be oblong or wonky. They should be all even. Should have a good flow to it.